Let's peer into the mind of your clients. We talked about potential clients. Now let's look at actual clients, existing clients. If I said the other section was number one, this actually might be number one, and the other one's the second most important. What do your clients want? I find when I'm doing this either with firms or with attorneys that this section is so powerful because you're wondering what's going out in the market, you're wondering what your clients are thinking about, and now I'm going to be able to share with you exactly what they're reporting into the market. Man, I wish my attorney would talk to me about early assessment, planning. Let me know what other companies are doing. Come to me with new ideas, and let's have ongoing, meaningful communication. These are clients talking and telling you what's important to them. This came from BTI Consulting from a little while back, where clients were reporting they felt that their existing law firm didn't do a great job of outreach, and 70% of the time they wanted to have the ability to tell their outside counsel what's on their mind. 38% of law firms ask clients about meaningful issues. So can you see the disconnect here? 70% of clients want to have this. 38% of law firms are doing it, right? There's a big opportunity here for you to be more proactive in the way that you engage with your clients. 35% of clients want to have brainstorming sessions. Man, if you think this is like a task or a duty or some work that you have to do, let's shift that perspective. When we're doing the business planning for lawyers, the business plan for lawyers session, we talk about using these brainstorming sessions as part of your plan for those top clients each year. And it might go like this. Hey, let's have a 30-minute brainstorming session twice a year. No charge, but I want to, at the beginning of the year or in the, first quarter and maybe third quarter when you're getting ready to wrap up the year and looking to the coming year, let's see what I know that might help you and what you have going on that might help me better understand your business. Do this for free. Do this with your clients. They will love it. They want to do it. And you're going to get so many ideas for work out of this 30-minute session. It's totally worth doing it for free. And it might not just be the work that you're doing. We're doing another session on cross-selling. It'll be a whole different module. But imagine you do tax work for a client. You're having this 30-minute brainstorming session with them, and they're talking about, we're going international, so cross-border tax is a big issue to us. But you know what? We're also having a problem with employment visas because we're trying to bring more skilled IT people over to our factory here or our, whatever. We are trying to break ground on a new facility and we're having environmental permitting issues. Okay, I do tax work. I don't do their employment work. I don't do their environmental work, but I'm learning this in this session. Wow, how can I help that client with those problems? If you're part of a larger or mid-sized firm, we have somebody who does employment work. We have somebody that does environmental work. Can I make that introduction and help my client out? It's a win-win for everybody. And it's so awesome to see this happen in these brainstorming sessions. This was a bit alarming. It also comes from BTI Consulting. It was fairly recent when companies were looking to hire a law firm for new work. 61% of the time they looked to their major firm. 61% of the time they hired a major firm in the last year. 41% of the time they considered their primary firm, and 31% of the time they hired their primary firm. If I was a primary firm for a client and I heard that I only get hired 31% of the time, I'd jump out of the roof. Right? Wow. Maybe because we aren't engaging with them regularly. We aren't keeping them in the loop. We aren't top of mind. We aren't one of those fingers. We aren't inviting them to webinars, blah, blah, blah. All the things that we're doing in this session can alleviate that exact issue there. Conversely, if you say, I'd like to get work from that company, but I know that they use this law firm. Well, 31% of the time, they aren't going to be hiring that law firm. They're going to consider them, but they're going to go with somebody else. So I think you could look at this information a couple of different ways. I better get on my game because my clients might be hiring somebody else, and I want to increase my market share. There's never been a better time for now. So this is really helpful insight. What keeps them up at night? Kind of a tired phrase, but when you hear from clients, again, people lean in here and they say, okay, tell me about this, because this is really going to be useful. The ACC, Association of Corporate Counsel, did a survey with chief legal officers saying, what are you worried about? Here's what their responses were. So when I say that this is the most valuable session, wow, look at this. Here are in-house legal people saying, these are the issues I'm having. Can you see how this guides your outreach? How this guides your interaction or informs your interaction with the market? Let's just look at one of them. Staying on top of changes in the law. Yeah, it's a fast moving, well, depending on what type of law you're in, like employment law seems to move rather quickly. IP law does. And you're having these 2 brainstorming sessions each year. What a great opportunity to tell your clients, look, or you're in tax law. There's a new tax law that's taking effect January 1. It's going to impact what you do. Here's how. Wow, staying on top of changes in the law is one of their big worries. Or look at the first one, keeping me apprised of issues with potential legal implications. I do litigation work, and disgruntled employee lawsuits or whistleblower lawsuits are growing and increasing. I know this, and I know some of the issues that are happening in this area. Let me let my client know so that they can keep their company apprised of potential legal implications. What to general counsel? Again, these are probably larger companies dealing with larger firms, but I think it's impactful at almost whatever level of firm you have or size of firm or whatever type of law that you do. This is what they're viewing as innovative for law firm attributes. Let's see, how do I say this without chuckling? These should kind of be a given, I would think, but this is what's being considered innovative from their law firm. Discussing my products and strategies, discussing our business plans, understanding our business, being proactive and anticipating client issues. Wow, you can see how you can set yourself apart by being being informed now and using this and building this into your client outreach. So if this is innovative, I'd say make this your floor, not your ceiling, and just blow the doors off of your clients, having them send more matters to you and having them send new clients to you. This is another interesting fact that came out. I think this was BTI Consulting recently about RFPs. RFPs are slowing down. In 2020, 35% of law firm clients issued RFPs. 3 years later, in 2023, only 11% did. You contrast this with the fact that the market for legal services has been growing the last 4 years, and it's projected to grow into the next year. So how can legal services be growing and RFPs be lessening? Companies, just like you at your firm, gosh, if you're a marketing person and you're watching this, you're just, oh God, RFPs, I hate RFPs. See that stack of papers? That's what an RFP is like. They take so much time. Our win rate is about 10, 15%. So we don't win 85, 90%, yet it takes so much time. I think clients get this as well. So they're saying, you know what, let's lessen the amount that we put out to an RFP, and let's deal instead with engaging with our trusted client or trusted partner law firms, seeking out referrals, asking current firms if you have a referral to another firm that could help if you're unable to handle the matter. Using thought leadership, scanning LinkedIn. Wow, this is all the ways that clients right now are kind of parsing through the market. we're not going to do as many RFPs, but we have more needs than we've ever had. Here are some of the alternative ways that we're looking for lawyers and law firms. Remember, they're only considering you 41% of the time. I'd be a little worried. I'd be a little proactive about my stable of clients when seeing stuff like this. And like it says there, clients aren't announcing their plans. They're just doing this. And if you're a partner who's waiting for RFPs to happen, you might be waiting a long time. Now, granted, some public companies have to put their work out to an RFP. Granted, a lot of public entities, school districts, municipalities, etc., are going to use RFPs till the cows come home. So if that's the type of work you do and you're relying on RFPs, okay. There's no reason, though, you can't do the other engagement activities that we're talking about here.